This section of the course will cover the bullying reporting process. The forms that you need to become familiar with are the 2508, 2509, and the 2597. The first form, as you can see here, is the 2508, Student Bullying, Harassment, and Teen Dating Violence Report. As soon as you enter the number in your forms, 2508, you are automatically generated an incident number, which is in the top right-hand corner. And underneath that, you will see that there are policies that involve bullying. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can easily click on one of the policies and the information will be provided for you. Going back to the form, you can scroll down and you see here the date report file that is automatically generated as well. But then you have to be more specific when you're filling out the form. Name of the person filing the report, if it's you, the reporter, or the target. And then you will fill in the first and last name and the school name, as well as a contact phone number. And here, underneath it asks, are you a student, parent, guardian, staff member, or other? Feel free to fill that in. And then you scroll down and then you see the names of alleged harmed / targets, and you will fill in that box as well for the student name, first and last name, as well as the school and the grade. The next section, names of accused aggressor or aggressors, you can fill in that box. And then as you scroll down, name of witnesses, you can fill in those, and as you can see, there are 2 spots available for students. If employees have witnessed it, you can mark those, and then there's a box for other, and you click on that down arrow and you can see that there's parent, guardian, teacher, visitor, volunteer, or other. Going down to the second page, at the top right hand side, you'll see it's asking for the date of the alleged incident. That's basically saying whatever the date that occurred of this incident, you will put it in that box. Okay, and then you'll see it has follow-up as, is it a Title IX or non-Title IX incident? And if it is, you would check the box that it will apply to. Scrolling down to the description of alleged incident, this form here, where it says narrative of box, narrative of incident, in this box, you would just type in what was reported to you. If a student says when he or she is coming out of the restroom, someone is touching them inappropriately, you will write that in that box. Scrolling down, you have more space if you need to write more from what the student has reported. And then you have what action is being requested, change of classroom, whatever he or she is requesting, you can type that on the line. Action requested by, you can place that on the line as well. And then the person making the report, if it's you, you will write your name, type your name and the date. You would sign it, route it over to your assistant principal, who would then route it over to your principal. That's form 2508. For 2597, the student investigation summary. This form more than likely is completed by the administrator on campus or the person who is assigned as the student safety liaison. The form 2508 can be filled out by anyone on your campus. Form 2597, 2509 can be completed only by the principal, the assistant principal, or the student safety liaison that is assigned on your campus. Okay, so now we're on form 2509, and you see here the incident number. Again, it will be generated once you type in your incident number from the first form that you completed, the 2508. If your incident number is 2518, I would just type it here in that same box. So then the school name, school ID number would generate and pop up as soon as you enter that incident number. So again, you will fill out that information, the target, the student number, the aggressor, student number, first and last name, the date that you've interviewed those students, and if there are any other students or witnesses, you can fill those out in those boxes. And then again, there's another box here. If you need to scroll down, feel free. It's the parent, the guardian, the volunteer, teacher. Feel free to fill that in as well. As well as the incident, you would type in what type of incident it was, the use of technology, if any technology devices were used, the location of the incident, you will mark those boxes. Was the regional office notified or involved? You will mark those circles to say yes or no. Are there prior documented incidents by the accused or aggressor? You would say yes or no. If yes, then you mark that. Are there previous incidents within the findings of aggression, bullying, and retaliation? Again, you will mark those. Has a protective or restraining order been issued outside the school? You will mark those. And this box here is your summary of findings. So if you find that once you've completed a comprehensive investigation and you see that there is substantiated bullying or harassment, you would type it here in this box and be very detailed and descriptive. The actions taken. Was the Title IX office notified? You can say yes and the date that you submitted your 2508, or if you called our office to speak with one of us, you can say yes and place the date there that you spoke with us. Action taken for targets. Again, you would enter the student ID number, the incident codes, and that's what was displayed from the Safe Schools Chronicles for your access, as well as the action codes and any other additional interventions. And then if a student was receiving or did receive a discipline referral, you will mark that box, as well as the aggressor and actions taken for any other students. If the incident was reported to school police, you would fill out this information. If you received a case number, you write the date, the time, the name of the officer, and the position. And if you scroll down, if the incident was reported to the other law enforcement agency, you will write that information in, as well as the case number, the date, the time, name of the officer, as well as the position and the name of the department or division. And this is where you would mark if the incident is unsubstantiated bullying or unsubstantiated harassment, substantiated bullying, substantiated harassment, or other incident codes. And then you scroll down and you will mark the box which applies to the incident. And then you scroll down to Roman numeral 5, you see the parent and guardian notification. You would just say yes. The date that you notified the parent was by letter, telephone, or email. And then again, you would sign, route it over to your assistant principal, who would then route it over to your principal. And that is Form 2509. Last but not least, 2597, the student investigation evidence. Again, I would still use my incident number, which is 2518. And that would again route over my school number as well as the school name. And then here I'm just writing a brief summary of the investigation. I'm just saying what has been implemented on campus to make sure that all of our students are safe, the aggressors as well as the victims of the incident. For instance, let's just say if I've implemented a safety plan, I've implemented a stay away agreement, the DCF was contacted, or a schedule change was implemented, I would write that down in that box. And then I would attach those documents to that box. Once the information has been attached, I would then sign, write over to my assistant principal, who would then write it over to my principal, and then that would be the submission for Form 2597, and that entails your bullying reporting process.